In the midst of the moon landing hoax controversy, self-proclaimed aerospace engineer Jay Windley has gained a measure of notoriety from his pro-NASA website, clavis.org. Although deemed as the most complete and thorough debunking website on the internet, in reality, Windley builds his website primarily on the hope that the casual web browser does not have ready access to moon hoax research, or even perhaps their source material. In the past, Jay Windley has misrepresented the requirements for the 2-meter shield that John Malden proposes for a radiation exposure over a few hours at Earth distance from the Sun, and has even gone as far as denying the Saturn V rocket as being part of the Apollo program. But as of October 2nd, 2007, Jay Windley can add propagating a proven lie to his list of offences. After years of research, ex-member of Mensa, Ralph Renee, picked up on a book called Carrying the Fire, written by astronaut Michael Collins. What he found proved that the faking of American spaceflights began as early as the Gemini project.
Have you ever wanted to flip off the gravity in a room, just like the lights? Well, that's not going to happen. Even in space, you can't escape gravity. But there are ways to float. You can experience weightlessness by becoming an astronaut orbiting in a spaceship, riding the drop tower at an amusement park, or flying in this special NASA plane. NASA's reduced gravity plane flies a path that looks like a big roller coaster, without the track. Over the top, you follow a parabola, and you float for about 25 seconds. Then the pilot pulls up and you get about twice as heavy at the bottom. You do that over and over. Boy, that makes some people very, very sick. This plane's got a nickname. They call it the Vomit Comet. And believe me, it's earned its reputation. Excuse me.
Discover more at nasa.gov.
Collins underwent the same zero-G training in preparation for his Gemini 10 spacewalk. This photograph, which Renee found in Carrying the Fire, shows Collins practicing aboard the aeroplane. The book also contained photographs taken during the actual mission. Among them was this photo supposedly showing Collins walking in space. Note the similarities between these two images. Renee was able to uncover that NASA had simply taken a still shot of Collins aboard the Vomit Comet, then blacked out the background and reversed the image. The photo was then passed off as a genuine Gemini 10 photo. Jay Windley has jumped on this by repeatedly promoting false charges against Ralph Renee, no doubt in the hopes that it will drive a wedge between him and the casual reader. Because Windley has seen fit to prop up the same false charges again, I am going to address them now. No doubt completely unbeknownst to Jay Windley is that a long time ago, Ralph had granted me access to an over-the-phone interview for my upcoming Moonfaker Exhibit C. Here is a clip from that very interview.
That Windley has been talking about this the evidence that you found as well. I hope you're sitting down for this.
Go ahead.
He
fake the pictures.
Yeah, he says that you made a straw man argument. He says that there's no record that that the altered version actually was taken on Gemini.
What? That's what Collier claims in his book.
That's what Collins says. He says that right there.
Where do you think I got the photographs from? I took them out of his book.
I know, and he also get this. He also, have you ever heard of a guy called Jim Oberg?
Oh yeah, me and him went about it.
Yeah.
They were going to pay him $50,000 to write a book.
Yeah.
And there was such a stink on the internet, NASA backed down.
I think you'll see why they backed down when my documentaries are released, because I found out something really funny about what he had to say about radiation. But I'll get back to that in a moment. He apparently Windley says that Oberg offered you $5,000 US to produce your copy of Collins' book.
What? He offered me?
He didn't offer you 5,000?
He didn't offer me shit. We went to war immediately. I wouldn't. Let me say again.
Well,
Oberg was going to pay me $5,000.
And you turned to produce a copy of Carrying the Flyer to prove that this is what Collins actually said, that this was taken during Gemini 10, and you turned down the offer.
Why don't he go get his own copy? I got my copy in here.
He he tries to claim that there is no copy of Carrying the Flyer that says this shot was taken on Gemini 10.
Well, Collins said it in his book.
Uh-huh. So you're telling me that Oberg did not
offer me $5,000?
He did not offer.
I'd have had that $5,000 in 15 minutes.
You would have. So you're telling me
he never offered me dick for nothing. Right away we went to war. I wouldn't take no shit from him.
I initially misspoke. It was actually $10,000 that Ralph was supposedly offered. But I was able to get in touch with him again. Ralph stands by his statement. $10,000 or $5,000, Jim Oberg never offered him a dime.
He never offered me nothing like that. Oberg offered me $10,000. Shit.
Most recently, Windley has alleged that Oberg routinely reminds Ralph of his supposed $10,000 offer. This certainly was news to Ralph.
He goes on to write, this is Windley, he goes on to write, Oberg periodically reminds Ralph of it, and no one in...
Oberg hasn't sent me shit in years.
Hasn't sent you in years.
I mean, they just make up things as they go along, just like Bassett did, man.
Yeah.
I've spent my whole life replying to these. I gave up. There's no talking to them.
On his website, Windley claims that the altered image of Collins was never purported to be a real one. He of course makes no mention of the fact that the cover illustration of the 1975 edition, which he refers to on his own website, depicts that very image of Michael, this time floating against the planet Earth as seen from Gemini 10. In his page devoted to attacking the late Bill Casing, Windley claims that his devotion is to the truth. For a self-proclaimed truth seeker, Jay Windley certainly lies a lot.
Right. First, let's check the play weight of your stylus.
Turn it down. Please and shit. Turn it down. I wasn't getting the best possible results.
Right. First, let's check the play weight of your stylus.